to the story that has been making headlines all week long, the controversy surrounding the arrest of Harvard professor Henry Louis Gates. ABC's Yunji Deniz is in Cambridge, Massachusetts this morning with the latest twists and turns. Good morning, Yunji.
Good morning, Kate. The president's public explanation and call for calm was extraordinary and unexpected. He wanted to calm things down, and it seems to be working.
It's a cameo appearance.
President Obama stepped in to cool the controversy, which he himself admittedly had made worse.
This has been ratcheting up, and I obviously helped to contribute ratcheting it up.
The president's choice of the word stupid in describing the actions of the Cambridge Police Department had many in Boston and beyond outraged.
The president used the right adjective but directed it to the wrong party.
The president should make an apology to all law enforcement personnel throughout the entire country who took offense to this.
President Obama phoned Crowley, though he did not characterize their 5-minute conversation as an apology. He said both the sergeant and the man he arrested, Professor Henry Louis Gates, who is also a friend of the president, had overreacted.
My sense is you've got two good people in a circumstance in which neither of them were able to resolve the incident in the way that it should have been resolved.
The police department issued a statement on Crowley's behalf describing the call as friendly and meaningful. They said it's clear the president respects police officers. But critics say Mr. Obama never should have commented. He rejected that and said he hopes this serves as a teachable moment to address the historically troubled relationship between minorities and police.
The fact that it has garnered so much attention, I think, is a testimony to the fact that these are issues that are still very sensitive here in America.
The president later called Gates and brought up a suggestion from Crowley that the three men meet for a beer at the White House. Now, Gates emailed the Boston Globe and in a statement said that he was pleased to be speaking with the president about this. He also said that he was pleased to be asked to meet with Crowley and that he would, in fact, go to such a meeting. No word on when that might take place. Kate and Jake.
Yunji, thanks. Meet for beers at the White House. This is extraordinary. You cover the White House. How unusual is it for the president to come out on a Friday afternoon and say, I said the wrong thing?
Extremely, extremely. But what was going on was the storyline was starting to become President Obama versus the police, because all these police groups came out, and that's not a dynamic they wanted.
Yeah, nobody wants
they
that
had,
in the
they
White
had to
House.
step on that. But also, you know, President Obama, we like to think of him as post-racial, but I mean, he's an African-American man. He's had a history of this sort of thing happening to him, nothing as major as that. There was a time in 2004, I was told, where he was campaigning for the U.S. Senate in Western Illinois, and a guy came into a country buffet where he was and thought he was the server.